Hello guys, welcome to this week's analysis. On the chart, I've got Euro-USD. Right, so for this week, I'm going to be looking for sales. Let me just quickly show you the reason why I'm looking for sales. Right, we have institutional order flow, right, selling. So on the higher time frame, we can see that we are in a bearish trend. Right, so with that cleared, right, we have to look for logical areas where to short our price. Okay, so as you can see, this end we had market structure break on the upside, right, and then we traded in to trade this order block. Right, so the moment we did that, all right, and broke above this high, I was actually looking further to have price start going higher, because this would have changed the whole premise of a bearish bias, right? But just after that, we can see that if we were taking a look at the daily time frame, we can literally see that we were just reaching into a bearish order block, right, for the downside for sales, right, and then taking buy side liquidity here and then continuing with the bearish momentum, which is completely fine. Right, so for this week, since we can literally see from here, all right, we have a break in market structure for the downside, but we'll come back up, all right, to at least take something off here and trade into the tiny little fair value gap right in here. Also trading these last two up close candles, right, because we reach into them, right, we reach into them right there, and then we sold, right, breaking structure again, and then coming back to find where we can get orders. We traded this order block, and then we sold, right. Now looking at the last move, right, this was a pretty aggressive move on its own, and it's perfectly fine. Right, we can see this is where the origin of the move began, right, and then they moved tremendously and very, very fast, right, to clear sell side liquidity. Now we need to continue in the same direction of the market. Where do we sell? All right, we take a look, right, at this tiny little candle in here, pin bar of some sort, right. We anchor that is an area where we'd like to short, right. Of course, in here we have something that we can, you know, use, right, for sales, right, but I believe the most important zone will be up here, because we need to close, right, the fair value gaps in here, right, in here as well, and then, you know, mitigate on this order block, and then we sell from there, right. So in short, these are the two areas I am going to be looking forward to, right, which is right here. Okay, we'll give the color. I think this will do. All right, so this is the first area where I'd like to see price have a reaction to. But even if they do have a reaction in this zone here, I still believe that we probably won't go anywhere further. We'll just come back up in here, right, take buy side liquidity, right, close fair value gaps, and then sell from there, right. But nevertheless, it's all good, it's all fine, right. We'll monitor how price behaves, right, the moment they reach this zone, right. If we get on the lower time frame sell setups forming, right, we can use those to activate our sales, right. But I personally would like to see them trade as high, right, as high as this order block up here, all right, and then from there we get some form of sell setups, right, forming in there, all right. Anything that can allow us to sell, that can allow us to get our trades in, right, and then we sell as well, right. But in the meantime, as soon as the market opens, I will also monitor how price behaves in here to see that if I can capitalize on the move up, right, before we decide to reverse and trade lower. So I will leave these highlighted areas on my chart and monitor them on the lower time frame, right, from when the market opens, right, initially for a buy in here, and then creation of sell setups either here or here. Okay, right. So if we do end up getting a favorable entry, which is the 115,700 figure in here, right? If we do end up getting a sell trade in here, you can take your profit below here, right? Or you can use logical areas, 1.14500, 1.1480, 1.1500 big figure, 1.1550, 1.1520. Those are all logical areas where you can take something off this trades. Right, so with that said, this is pretty much okay. Let me just show you. Okay, I believe if they trade as high as the 15,700 zone in here, we most likely would see a sell, right, all the way down to 1.14, big figure 1.1380. All right. So this does it for Euro USD for this week.